This is Tillie Lays an Egg, and this is Tillie. The chickens in the book are on my farm. I have 4 cookbooks out, and my most recent cookbook is the Farmstead Egg Cookbook, and it's all about eggs. And after writing that book, I worked with this photographer for that cookbook, and I decided I needed to work with him again. And I had this idea for a children's book, which was my chickens trained to pose in tableaus. They would do anything for food. So it's really positive reinforcement. Just like you can train a dog to sit or heel or stay, you can train a chicken to do things. And so this chicken is trained to stand on top of a toy truck and turn when I ask her to. And she's trained to stand still. She's trained to turn her head and look when I ask her to look. She's trained to pose. She's a model. I had a neighbor with one lone leftover 4-H project. And I said, if you ever want to get rid of the chicken, I'll take her. And she gave me the chicken. But chickens are flock animals. They need to be with other chickens. So I had one chicken, and I needed to get another chicken. And then it's sort of, you just start collecting them. They're very pretty. If you look on the back, you'll see I have a whole selection of breeds. Some people collect teapots. I collect different chickens. They're charming, they're funny, they're beautiful, and they give you eggs. This is one of my trained chickens, and she's what I call the actress who plays Tillie. So she goes to schools with me and libraries, story hours, and meets the children, and she loves them. I joke if she could be reincarnated, she'd be reincarnated as one of those Hollywood lap dogs that gets carried around everywhere. She would like to be a fashion accessory. If you've ever had a rabbit, you might know that they have wicked senses of humor, and she teases the chickens. She'll do things like she'll go and she'll wait right in the doorway, and she won't let the chickens in or out, and the chickens won't know what to do. And you know she's done that on purpose. She'll wait until all the chickens are taking dust baths, and then she'll gallop through them and make them jump up and squawk. And she looks totally innocent, you know, and she is not. I give them all of the weeds and the bugs from the garden, so they get a really varied diet. Chickens are omnivores. They eat weeds, they eat bugs. They'll eat anything they can get their beaks on. They especially like leftover spaghetti. I think they think that it's like easy to catch worms with no hassle whatsoever, and they love it. They slurp it right down. Now Buffy, she's
a beautiful one. Yeah,
she's a Buff Orpington, which is another rare heritage breed. This is a classic chicken. You would have seen these in backyards in the 1890s.
Really?
They're very good layers. They're also good for meat. They're docile. They make really wonderful pets for children, that breed. My husband is an MIT graduate, and as soon as we got chickens, he's such a nerd, and as we got chickens 14 years ago, and almost immediately he said, let's have a hen cam. And I said, we don't even have electricity in the barn, Steve. And at the time, the only webcams were on really boring things like coffee pots. And then when I got the contract for my Farmstead Egg Cookbook, he said, now's the time, I can have my hen cam. And I said, sure, okay. And I had no idea. And at this point, we have 15,000 people a month from all over the world. Last week, I got an email from a woman in Singapore. There's New Zealand, Australia, Spain, England, Canada, all over the U.S., and they watch my chickens. A lot of people who work in cubicles who have no connection with farming love my chickens. It's how they stay sane during the day. And some people say, and I agree with it, that having chickens is like going to the beach. It's constantly busy, but at the same time, it's very calming.